Hello Divine Feminine, welcome to your power message for Friday, Fabulous Friday now. I've been receiving some comments in the comment section and some emails, and I know there's a lot of people suffering with this right now, suffering with physical pain, suffering with emotional pain, worrying about what's next, feeling struggle on this journey. And I know that some of you are feeling at peace with the journey and you're surrendering and you're feeling okay. So I really wanted to call on heaven today before I started this video, so I'd be able to give you the right advice, something that's going to serve you and help you, and to help you to feel at peace and to feel safe and to know that you are where you're meant to be and to know that you can handle whatever's going on, because that's really what you need to know today. You can handle whatever's going on. Why? Because you've handled these things before. Think about all the challenges you've had in your life, all the things you've been through, all the physical things, all the emotional things, all the things you've dealt with at work, in your career, the things you've been through with family, friends. Guess what? You handled it, and you'll handle this too. And I know the twin flame journey is different because nobody can hurt you the way your twin does. Why? Because they are your mirror. Nobody can make you feel the things that your twin makes you feel. But you certainly can handle what's going on because you are bigger than any trigger that comes your way. You are tougher than any challenge, and you are stronger than anything, because God would not give you anything that you can't handle. And guess what? You chose to come here. You chose to experience these things and go through these things because your soul knows it will grow. So before I started this reading, I sat with the loving words from Jesus. These are a gorgeous deck here. And I was just calling on heaven, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? And two beautiful cards have come out that I want to expand on and talk about. And then I'm going to bring in some messages from the Fairy Tarot. And then I'm going to bring in the book as well, the Daily Guidance book. So the message coming from Jesus today, whether you believe this is coming from Jesus, or you believe this is coming from your higher self, or you believe this is coming from the universe or whomever you are connecting with up there, the message coming through is simple. It says, be not afraid, only believe. Be not afraid, only believe, and seek, and you shall find. Two very powerful messages. So the first thing I've got coming through, be not afraid, only believe, is Jesus saying to you, you don't have to be afraid. You're not alone. You've got support. You are strong and loved and capable of achieving your dreams. When we dream, we believe we achieve. So Jesus is saying to you today, I know you're going through challenges. I know you're feeling hurt, and they're showing me scrapes on the skin. Okay, when you get like a cut on your skin, like a graze, and it's very sore. This journey may feel sore to you today. Maybe past wounds are being, kind of irritated. And you're thinking, I thought I'd healed that, and this has triggered me again. Or I thought I got past that. I thought we got past this, and it's happening again. So it feels like, wounds are coming up for healing. And we know this anyway because we're going through physical things. Trauma release in the body. I've been talking about this over the last few days. I went through it myself the other day with shoulder pain. And Jesus saying, I know that you're experiencing these things. I know you've got the shoulder pain. I know you've got the physical thing happening. I know you're getting separation. I know your masculine may have said this or done this. I know that you may be dealing with something with your family right now. Or I know that you may be going through a struggle at work or within your finances. He's saying, I know, I acknowledge that you are going through these things. So it's not like he's saying, it's nothing to think about. Or he understands that you go through these challenging times. We all do. We go through these things. Number one, it's how we're shown we're alive. If everything was smooth sailing, we wouldn't grow. What's that saying? A smooth sea doesn't create a sailor, a skilled sailor. What creates a skilled sailor is a rough sea. What creates the miracles in our life can sometimes come from chaos and upheaval and crazy. So Jesus is saying, I know that you're going through these things and experiencing these things, and these are things that you are actually experiencing in a very powerful, profound, physical way. But you don't have to be afraid of those things, because you're not alone and you can handle it and you'll get through it, and this too shall pass and it will be okay. All you have to do is replace that fear that you're going through, that struggle, that worry, with prayer and faith. Believe. Believe you'll get through this. Believe there's a plan. Believe. And when you seek, you shall find. And what that means is when you are seeking answers, understanding, clarity, what you are seeking is also seeking you. It will come to you at the right time. The understanding, the knowledge, the capability, the resources, anything you need will be given to you at the exact moment that you need it to get through what you're going through. And it just may be watching this video. It may be that you're guided to this channel. It could be something else you see. And it's up to you how you perceive what's going on. Do not be afraid. So in other words, we're going to get triggered. And we get triggered by our ego. Now, as spiritual beings, you may call yourself a New Ager or a spiritual Christian or whatever you see yourself as, a light worker. The spiritual term for the struggle within the human self is the ego. What does the ego do? It tries to edge all the goodness out. It brings up the past that can't be changed, and it goes over it and creates if-only situations. So we start feeling guilty or thinking we've done something wrong, or we could have changed the outcome, and we get stuck in a cycle. Or it brings in the what-if scenarios about the future, silly things that may not come to pass, that blows our mind out of proportion, and it edges all the goodness out of the future. So we have to rein ourselves back in and say, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not accepting that. I know what my story is. I know what I'm choosing to believe, to give me fear and put my attention on. I know my situation. The ego can also be, in religious terms, the devil. You might think, oh, well, it's the devil putting those ideas in my head. It's the devil trying to tempt me. It's the devil. It's your own beliefs, but it's the same thing. Okay, it's the voice in your head or the naysayer out there or the struggle that comes in that tries to knock you off your path and affect your vibrational energy. It's the thing that's trying to get in the way of what you want. And you know what you want, you know how you feel, you know you can trust in what you feel, and you can trust in the love. So the ego can be affected by other people. So you may get a family member saying, oh, well, move on. It's not real. If they loved you, they'd do this. And that's their perception of what's going on. But their words may get in your mind. Because your mind is like a garden. Our mind is like a garden. It can be very beautiful with flowers and plants and grass and greenness and colour. But it can also be, clouded by weeds. Any garden has to be tended to. A garden grows, but it will continue to grow, and it can get unsightly if we don't remove the weeds, if we don't cut the grass, if we don't trim things. We have to keep on top of these things, and our mind is the same. We have to keep on top of what's going on. So we have to learn how to observe our thoughts and our feelings without judgment and take away the weeds. The weeds are the negative thoughts. They're either put in there through your own mind and the way we overthink, or through other people. Naysayers, people who badmouth the journey because they don't understand it, or they're in a bad place in the journey in their own self and they don't know how to get out of it, so they're trying to create misery, because misery loves company. So if someone's miserable and they don't know how to deal with their own misery, or they're not ready to take responsibility for it, they want to drag other people in. That's why people will say to you, oh, the masculines do this and do that and move on, and try and get you buying into that. Well, guess what? That's not your story. You don't have to accept their messages, what they are telling you. It's your choice. Okay, you have a choice where you spend your energy and your time. So, for example, you may watch this reading and it resonates with you. And then you may click on another reading by another reader and that may resonate with you. And then you may click on another reading and it doesn't resonate with you. It feels weird to you. It feels bad. You feel pain in the body. You feel all strange things. And then you start going over it in your mind and thinking, well, Is this real? Is this right? So you start doubting your own self. So all the good that's been done from watching the things that have built you up or paying attention to the things that lift you up, it's brought you down in a moment. So the message from Jesus is, when you seek, you shall find. But sometimes we can overseek or overthink or overprocess. But even when we find those things that challenge us, we are given a choice then. Do we accept that or do we repel it away? It's our decision. For me, for example, with this shoulder pain, I was going through this really badly last week. Woke up with it last Friday, so it's a week today. And I just knew that it was something else I was going through. Not, it's a frozen shoulder. That's what I was experiencing. But I knew that it was connected with ascension. I knew it was connected with a trauma release, something I'd experienced the day before, releasing energies. I knew it was connected maybe with a little bit of the menopause thrown in and all these things. But what do? We start overthinking. The first thing I did was, panic and go on the internet and started looking up frozen shoulder and what was going on. And I was looking at all these messages about, it's going to last 2 years. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And my ego, the devil that sits on my shoulder, was trying to blow it all out of proportion. And I thought, I'm not going to take that because I know that's not my personal story. That may be theirs, it's not mine. I believe, I have faith, I trust, I am not afraid because I know I'm with the angels. I know God is with me. I know I'm supported and protected. And I know that this shoulder is something else. I know I'm learning something from it. And I started trying to seek out what I needed to find, which was a spiritual aspect of it. So instead of going outside of myself to find the answers, I went inside of myself for the answers. And I connected with self and source. And the message was, this too shall pass. You've got to talk about it and share your experience because other people are experiencing these things too. And when I did that, it started to release and look, gone. So the point I'm making is, when you believe, you trust in you. You trust in yourself. I get people commenting saying, I hope you're right, Liz, about this and that. Don't trust me. Trust you. You have to trust the bond that you have with your twin flame. If you don't trust that, it doesn't matter what type of guidance you get, it won't do you any good. You have to believe. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of the separation, it's preparation. Do not be afraid if they seem to be ignoring you or ghosting you. It's their own issues they are dealing with. It's nothing to do with you. It's the ego or the naysayers or maybe a reading you've watched that said, it means this, it means that. You know your truth. You have to learn how to question in a way your own discernment and know what you feel. You have to learn how to trust yourself over any reading or reader or anything that anyone else does or says. It's like when you want to be doing something in your career. You want to be doing it. You can do it. You're capable of doing it. Trust in that. Don't listen to the people saying you can't do that or you aren't qualified to do that or this or that because that's their perception of their own experiences from their own point of view, their own perception. If you know you can do something, guess what? You'll do it. Do you think the great people, like they're telling me people like Aristotle or Socrates or, do you think they listened to naysayers? No. They continued. What about people like Einstein? Inventors. People who came up with ideas. They pushed through the barriers of what people thinking they're crazy and nuts. And they made their things happen anyway. So we are a master magician or an inventor of our reality. And we have that power. So this is such a powerful message because Jesus is saying to you, do not be afraid whatever you're going through. And I love this picture because he's giving you that helping hand. He's saying, come with me. Do not be afraid. So, you can see this as Jesus, I do. But you may see this as your higher self giving you that helping hand, or maybe someone you're listening to who is giving you the right advice, who is making you feel better, who is lifting your vibration because it's tapping you in with your true self and they are saying, come with me. Do not be afraid. Just believe. That's all you have to do. So in this message, Jesus is saying to you, I acknowledge your struggle. I acknowledge your pain. I acknowledge your challenge that you may see as a fact or something that's happening in the 3D world. But you don't have to be afraid of those things, because you're not alone. You are supported. It's part of the plan, the bigger picture. And when we start looking back at our lives, all the challenging things, all the painful things, all the struggles, we realise how strong we are, because we say, wow, actually, yes, I didn't fear it. I trusted in the plan and I was okay because I believed. And they give me fear. And we have to release all the fear, which is a false experience appearing real, to feel at peace. So the message for you today is seek and you shall find. Whatever you're looking for, the answers are within you. They're within you, they're above you, and they're being brought to you. That means you may be guided to watch an old reading. Readings are timeless. When you click on them, they'll give you a message. Even if you watch a reading that you struggle with, or maybe you have a reading. Someone emailed me and said, I've had a really painful personal reading from someone. It's made me question everything. Well, what is it doing for you? It's making you question everything. And what do we do when we question everything? We find faith. We start to trust in ourselves. Are you going to listen to what that person's told you, or are you going to listen to your own self? That's really the energy. Someone asked me why I'm in union and so many other people aren't. I had that come through in a comment, and I said, well, because I learned what I needed to learn to come into union at the right time, so I could be here to help others come into union. There's many, many twin flames in union, but you don't really see or hear about them because they're too busy being in union. They're doing their own thing. They're doing the mission. So you have to trust in divine timing. Please understand, it's not easy for me to sit here and know you're in pain, okay? Because I've been in pain too. My journey to union was a long journey. It experienced lots of pain and struggle, trust me. But we come out the other side. What got me through was believing. So you don't have, like me saying, trust me. You don't have to trust me. You have to trust yourself, your connection with your twin, and your connection with God or source or the higher power or Jesus or your angels. Because that's what you need to pull you through. So Jesus saying, stop getting triggered by things and worrying. Instead, do not be afraid. Believe. Have faith in me. Trust in me, trust in my plan. When we surrender control, because we're trying so hard constantly, Jesus saying to you, stop trying so hard and start trusting in the plan. Start trusting in the love. Start trusting in yourself. Start trusting that you are not alone. Those are the things to do. So instead of trying to keep communication going, trying to keep it all happening, trust that when you take that step back, your masculine is going to try too. So I'm going to bring in the fairy tarot today. So we're going to bring in a message for this day. I feel that's the message you need to hear, and that's really a channeled message, but we're going to do an energy from the tarot. So thank you, angels. What do we need to know, please? There we go. And, also to remind you, if you are learning tarot right now, or if you want to learn how to read tarot cards, there are 2 free series that I've done already in the playlist section. There's plenty of videos in the playlist section talking about separation, healings. Go there, seek, and you shall find. The angels will guide you to the right information. So the first card we've got is 3 of Spring. Now, this is really powerful where we are. This is really the energy of March, where we are, the 3 of Spring. We're heading towards spring. It really is spring. Plan your next steps with an eye to the long term. Got angel bumps because yesterday the masculine's reading was about the long term. They're thinking about what they want between now and 2027. So they are starting to think about the long-term plans, which is powerful. Because sometimes the masculines live in the moment too much and they don't pay attention to anything else. And that's a good thing, but you have to have balance. So we're guided to live in the now, but also to, set intentions and trust what we want. So now you're planning your next steps with an eye to the long term. That means patience is the key, trusting in divine timing, wanting things now, doesn't really work because we push away what we're truly being prepared for. So this is about having faith, being flexible and adaptable, going with the flow and loving your life as is. Have patience. So the angel's saying have patience because there are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. So what I'm feeling with this is, first of all, the satisfaction energy is about being at ease with things and giving yourself credit for how far you've come. I've spoke about the things you've been through before, the challenges you've overcome, the situations you've been in, and you've come out the other side. So that's really satisfaction from a job well done. Give yourself a pat on the back today for how far you've come. And know that you'll be satisfied with what you're doing now. A job well done. Patience is power. There are more good things to come. So your journey isn't over, it's just beginning. It doesn't matter how young or old you are, how long you've been on this journey for. There's better things to come. And the angels are making you aware of that today as we approach the springtime. And I love how we've got this gorgeous purple energy connected with Archangel Jophiel, the beauty angel I've got coming through, and Archangel Jeremiah. Jeremiah is the angel who nudges you in the right direction. He's the angel who surrounds karmic endings and things connected with battles or legal issues. He's saying everything is working out the way it's meant to, with blessings you can't yet see. So trust in that. And we've got the wheel. Wow. The wheel is about fate, destiny, things moving in your favour, power. The number 10 is power. So remember your power today is a divine feminine. Remember who you are. Remember why you've come. It says delays are over. Delays are over. Sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. So what I'm feeling with this, first of all, is anything that you feel is delayed, these delays are over. It's only our perception of them being delays that creates the stuck energy. Because things are moving forward. They've been moving forward since the water rabbit came in January. Sudden or unexpected good luck. So this is reminding you that anything can happen. Spontaneous energy right now. Good luck. Unexpected good luck. So maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm not expecting things to go right. I'm not expecting things to go to plan. But when you anticipate the good will come. So this is reminding you that things can change just like that. 1 minute you may not be talking to your twin, the next minute you can be. So you have to trust in this love and the power of it. And a new car or travel, someone out there may be thinking about a new car. Maybe you were manifesting that, or you're thinking about traveling somewhere. But this is about movement. The wheel is about movement. The wheel is kind of moving us towards the chariot energy. So again, big steps forward as we move ahead. I feel for some of you, this is a big sign of movement and communication coming in within the next 3 to 10 hours. The next 3 to 10 days, weeks, or even between now and October. So you're being reminded to trust in the timings of your life because they are meant to be. And that's the process of our life. So whatever you're going through, be not afraid, only believe. So Jesus with you, all of heaven is with you, assisting you. Your loved ones in heaven are with you. You are not alone. And we know and understand, they say, what you're dealing with. They see your journey, they experience it with you. And everyone you've ever loved and cared about, you carry around inside. You carry around the lessons and the love, and you leave everything else, the fear-based energies, the struggle. Trust the love. Trust who you are. Trust yourself. So let's do the message from the book today then. So the message today is, and again, it's on the same page, it's value yourself. Now this is really powerful because yesterday, that was what we spoke about, valuing yourself, feeling valuable. So this shows that you've been doing the work because today you were valuing yourself. So value yourself. Remember how far you've come. Do not be afraid, only believe. So in other words, know that you are strong enough to cope with what you're going through. That this too, whatever it is, shall pass. That it's acknowledged and recognised and it will be okay with faith and belief. So you're a radiant jewel in the crown of heavenly creations, and your light shines brightly in our midst. We angels watch over you with admiration, respect, and great love. It's natural for us to want the very best for you. So the heavens, God, the universe, the higher power, Jesus, want what's best for you. And sometimes what's best for us is the lessons, the challenges, the delays, the struggles, the pain. Because that's how we grow. That's how we evolve. That's how we get stronger. That's how we realize how valuable we actually are. We sometimes observe you making compromise choices for yourself, believing that you don't deserve better. Your fear that if you receive good, you'll take away from someone else or from yourself. So, beloved, believe us when we say that as you give to yourself, so you also give to others. You and the entire human race share one spirit, one breath, and one truth, because we are one with all things. It's impossible to separate what you do to yourself and what you do for others. It's like trying to nurture and feed only certain leaves on a tree. That's impossible, of course, but it's exactly what you're trying to do when you attempt to put yourself last. So in other words, this is saying to you, be good to others and you. Be kind to everyone and everything, because you're connected with everything, the trees outside, the air that you breathe, me, your twin, other divine feminines, we're all connected. So we share love and we give love and we feel at peace. And that helps us to move forward, to find the way forward, to plan our next steps with an eye for the long term. And an eye for the long term also means previews of what's to come, visualization, putting things on your vision board, but not having the expectations of the when or the how, letting the universe do its thing. Nurture yourself as a way of caring for your family, friends, and the entire population. Value yourself as a means of cherishing everyone on earth. Honour yourself in order to pay tribute to all others. The more you give to yourself, the more you feel great love, and this emotion is the key to your happiness and peace. It doesn't mean that you think that you're better than others. Rather, it signifies, I love that which I see within myself and others. Your self-care extends the joyful spark of creation for the benefit of all. And that's so true. You know, when you see something magical in someone else, it's because that's magical in you. You know, when you say to me, for example, if you say, you know, I love you, it's because you are loved. That's why. When you give love to another, it's because you are loved. You're loved by God, you're loved by me, you're loved by your twin, you are loved and you are valued. When you appreciate someone else, you're appreciating yourself. When you're giving to someone else, you're giving to you. It's powerful how it works. You know, if you give a compliment, if you say to someone, you know, you are beautiful, it's because you're beautiful. Everything you give out is inside. So if you're giving out this beauty and this love and this giving energy, that's what's in you. When you get squeezed, what comes out of you? What comes out of you is what's inside of you. So if you get squeezed, if someone's been triggering to you or nasty to you, and you try and reply from a place of love, not fear, or you have empathy and compassion or understanding, that's because what's in you is that, the fruit of the Spirit. If you're lashing out and being negative, that's the pain inside. And remember that whenever anyone is being nasty to you, or shouting at you, or being horrible to you, it's not about you, it's about what's going on within themselves. So for example, if your masculine is saying nasty things to you, that's how they feel about themselves, not you. So don't take it personally. And when you evolve enough on this journey, you don't. You rise above and you realise, wow, it's not about you. It may initially trigger you because we're human. We initially get triggered, but then we observe it and we say, hang on, it's not about me. It's about them. I don't have to accept that. I don't have to allow that to affect me because this is my choice and my journey and my light. So don't let other people affect you. It's like if someone's gossiping about you or saying something nasty about you, you know, usually it's connected with their own self because they're feeling either jealous of you because maybe you have something they want, or you act the way they want, or you have something they want. And they're feeling very angry at you because they're angry at themselves. It's nothing really to do with you at all. So remember that if someone's gossiping about you, they're not happy or content in their own self. So rise above it. It's none of your business what other people think of you. So I value myself. This is the affirmation to use today. I value myself, for I know that God created me perfectly inside and out. The more I realise my true divine perfection, the more I'm able to love and be loved, and the more in turn I can cherish and heal others. Isn't that beautiful? So whatever you're going through today, the heavens know. They understand these things that are going on in your life, but you can handle it. And these things are growing you in some way, shape or form. There's a lesson that will be a blessing. There's a lesson in this. So whatever it is, observe it, whether it's a physical thing or it's something you're going through, or maybe it's a trigger you're going through. You're learning how to observe it from a higher place, because when you seek the answer, you'll find it. And the answer may just be, all you need to do is believe. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.